Blockchain identity-based platforms are transforming how we manage and verify identities in a secure and decentralized manner. Today we have been joined by Mr. Saurabh Gupta, founder of Very Smart, who will share his expertise in the transformative potential of blockchain identity-based platforms. Right, so my next question to you is, how can businesses effectively leverage blockchain and AI to improve customer interaction and retention in a competitive market?
Every business is all about to how better you understand your consumer.
Right.
What all things is really going to add value to them, and you are able to pitch them at the right time, right set of thing itself. So in terms of that, we have created a framework where customer is become the central body or the central node, which is where everyone else is interacting around their set of different data attributes itself.
Right.
And they get to manage and control which organization they want to, or which kind of category of the organization do they want to have a handshake. So in this particular case, AI and blockchain, there has been a multiple layers on which the development is taking place. One is obviously the application layer, where you might have seen all this Gen AI product in order to bring more personalized ads, create a more immersive experience for the user itself, while creating a different set of rich media, and also generating something which is more adoptable for the consumer itself. So that is on the application layer. Now there comes the second part of the layer, where AI on a data infrastructure layer is able to understand, is able to kind of create a know-how for a better customer nuances, can give a better behavioral mapping of user on digital and financial and other set of aspects itself, and create a very hyper-personalized product offering from a respective organization itself. So that is an AI and blockchain at the data infrastructure layer. So instead of spamming the user, you're able to have a very narrowed down funnel based on to what kind of a product is being required for what specific user group. Then there comes the consumer experience part of it. So consumer experience is very important, and I would say very paramount in the present world, because if you are not able to create that set of wow factor for them while they get onboarded on your application, they are not they come up with the assumption that you somehow gonna pitch them something which is really closer to their heart and to their behavior, and they can just go and directly pick that particular thing itself. So consumer experience, and we are saving time across multiple processes, we are making the accessibility of any product or service more transparent. I'll give you a very, very relatable example. I recently saw a video on Instagram where one of the D2C brand was actually creating a entire packaging of the product which they're gonna ship to the customer. This is really a very wow experience. They trade that video 2 days before the user is going to receive the package, so they know that there is a transparency while this product is going to be consumed, because they are doing it on their website. They do not have the trust factor of any bigger marketplace or a platform itself. So this is all about creating that part of the consumer experience which will make their life simpler and really gonna add value in terms of how they consume product itself. We talk about Blinkit, Zepto and all. This is all around consumer experience. The way now 10 minutes delivery or a quick commerce, it's taking over the market, where AI and blockchain, I would say blockchain is still yet to be early stage for these kind of a use cases.
Right.
But for AI, it is really creating that part of the consumer experience. Now there's a travel application. If you are able to map the entire travel journey across all the multiple touch points, from the point of ticket booking to the point of them getting a hotel or cab being booked, and a conducive experience where an AI bot is able to guide the user that, hey man, you are running late for your flight, you have to buck up, you have to take this particular shortcut, and you should start your journey at 2 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. because your flight is at 5, there's a heavy traffic in between. So all of these things really makes consumer life much simpler, and that is where we are trying to focus on that. We are making AI more humanized, making blockchain more adoptable in terms of solving those multi-stakeholder problems, or creating that value in terms of process mapping, or making that process much smarter or easier for the consumer itself. So that is what we have been focusing on for a very long time.
So my next question to you is that recently Bonnie's is partnered with ZK Sync for blockchain-based digital identity for its citizens. So what is your perspective on the same?
So I would say, I'm always gaga about that verified credentials being used in the ecosystem in every part of the access management. So if someone is using it, bringing it to India, and really creating that particular use case which solves for people in terms of creating data privacy in order to protect the user identity, create a layer which could prevent identity theft or data theft. It's the entire ecosystem is getting stronger and stronger. So gone those days when we used to say why blockchain. Now people are more focused on how blockchain and what are the use cases of it, where we can see those part of the adoptions itself. So that is something where now the entire ecosystem should focus that how blockchain and how they can use it, how they can bring it as a part of their application, solving multi-stakeholder processes, creating a better control access management, and similarly more set of use cases around that.
Now that we are talking about India, how do you see India positioning itself in the global blockchain and AI landscape in the coming years? And what unique opportunities and challenges does the country face, and how will it impact the country?
India is a land filled with different problems.
Right.
There are problems which can be solved in silos. Okay. There are problems which are, I would say, I would love to call them as connected problems. Okay. Why connected problem? Because if the entire ecosystem or multiple stakeholders are not working together, it cannot be addressed. It cannot be solved.
Right.
Okay. So in this particular case, let's say if there is a problem statement where multiple stakeholders has to come together and create trust in a trustless environment, where every part of the transaction is being validated and in a autonomous manner. That is where the blockchain fits the best.
Right.
And in India, because every part of the problem statement, whether it may be related to supply chain management, whether it may be for control access management, whether it may be for creating any set of new use cases or any category creation, these are all connected problems, and I think blockchain is the right fit to solve for that. Now, in terms of adoption, I would say 3 years back, this is the entire India landscape was all about pilots around blockchain. Mm-hmm. Now, with the pilots, they have seen that these are the top 10 use cases which are in digital currency in terms of CBDC. These are certificate records on land records, then access management, and similarly more set of things are being brought in the landscape, which is now looking for scale adoption. So many of these use cases has already adopted, like we have seen in the case of a digital travel ID or DigiYatra, and similarly more such health ID and access management ID with DigiPass. All of that is coming into the picture and has actually adopted at scale. Right. We are solving problem at scale. Okay, so India can actually lead that thing by an example, because India proven model of digital public infrastructure is being highly adopted or highly being recognized or acknowledged across the global leadership, and India's decentralized ecosystem around identity, around data, around interoperability, and how we have created public infrastructure on that. On top of that is something which India is doing a massive work. And I was there working with MITI, one of the use case around blockchain, and they are bringing directly almost like 300 million people on that for a massive adoption. Just imagine on a Web2 interface, your entire blockchain infrastructure or Web3 infrastructure is getting leveraged, where user is able to have this automation in multiple access management process. So this is something happening in India, and with India, it's not because as in now, Indian founders are not building only for India; they are building for India first and for rest of the globe. So this is something I would say. DPI, digital public infrastructure or decentralized public infrastructure, is something now happening in India, and we are leading by an example while making it acceptable to the other global leaders or other countries as well.
So my last and final question to you is, what are your plans for future developments and what features for your identity platform?
See, we right now have been solving around consent management and access management across the public infrastructure. It may be public and private infrastructure. We are going to add features which is create value for user in terms of digital landscape as well, where they can manage their entire digital identity, identity in the digital world as well, whether it may be a bank, whether it may be a telecom. And then also at the same time, we are creating those layers where users get to choose which organization or which enterprise is going to have access to their data, and rest it will be kind of, they can easily block it, or it can limit the access and only ensure that when they require next, it's only user has to pass a separate explicit consent to control that particular thing. There's a lot of things in terms of attaching to identity, which is right now we are thinking for our next goals, whether it may be user certificates, whether it may be user digital and physical footprints, and more and more. So all of these are going to be in the hands of the user within their mobile and wallet itself, and they are able to manage that thing in a very seamless manner across all the applications which they have or which they have been connected to and using it on a day-to-day basis also. So that is something we are focusing on at present, and trying to be a winner for the user.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saurabh Gupta, for sharing your insights on blockchain identity-based platforms and their impact on security, privacy, and user control. It's clear that as technology evolves, these solutions will play a crucial role in shaping the future of identity management. We appreciate your time and expertise today. Thank you to our audience for joining us, and we look forward to continuing this conversation on these important topics.
Would be always happy to share what is happening new in the ecosystem, and how we are aligned with our kind of vision. And I think you guys are doing a great job making founders' voice reaching to the right set of audience, and really appreciate your work on this. And thank you.
Well, that's all in today's special segment. We will keep you updated with more such interesting updates. Until then, keep watching 3.0 TV. Do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do log on to the website www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code to know more.